Death Battle is one of my favorite series on YouTube. I mean, it's a series based off of one of the oldest arguments of all time. Who would kick whose ass? Though unlike those old schoolyard debates, they actually do research and make an educated and unbiased decision on who would win. Yes, you heard that right. Unbiased. I'm just gonna say this now. I don't disagree with a single episode of this series. And no, it's not like every character that I prefer ends up winning, or I'm just a sheep blindly going with what they say. I mean, hell, there are plenty of episodes where characters I preferred lost, including some on this list. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I can accept that not every character I like is going to be stronger than every other character out there. Plus, I have done work on something inspired by Death Battle, and there's been points for the short time that I did work on that where I had to give the victory to a character that I flat out didn't like, or came up with a conclusion that I knew wouldn't be popular, but still logically came to it. So yeah, if you disagree with any episode, just line up, okay? I'm only really bringing this up because I stopped reading comments on any Death Battle video, because anyone who disagrees with any of the results 9 times out of 10, instead of calmly discussing their opinion, the comments pretty much boil down to, you guys are clearly biased because the character I like more didn't win! You realize the irony in that statement, right? What are you talking about? They clearly did not do the proper research. What about everything they said in the analysis? Who watches that part? Everyone. Well, I don't need to, cause I already know everything about the character I liked more. What about his opponent? Do you know anything about him? I don't need to know anything about him. All I need to know is that he's weaker than the character I like more. Ugh. So yeah, you see what I'm getting at here? Anyways, time to talk about the rules to this list. I'm only going to be looking at the actual fights. I mean, I did also want to take in the analysis as well to see how informative or funny they were, but after watching the episodes quite a few times, that effect kinda loses on you. And as you probably noticed by the title, I'm only going to be looking at the battles from Season 1. Why? For 2 reasons. One, since this is an ongoing series, if I did an overall list, it would be subject to change by the time like a future episode came out. And 2, if I took into account the Season 2 battles, I would have to make some painful cuts. Hell, with just Season 1 I had to make some painful cuts. Though don't worry, once Season 2 ends, I'll definitely make a sequel list considering those battles. So yeah, time to talk about these fights, and hell, I'll also talk about the characters involved in each fight as well, because, I feel like it. Oh, and yeah, there'll definitely be spoilers for this video, so if you haven't watched Death Battle, go do so. Just don't read the comments if you don't want to facepalm through your skull. Anyways, let's begin.
It's time for a death battle!
Fight!
A battle between Nintendo's 2 main princesses. Something you wouldn't think would be awesome, but it is. Though, for how I feel about both characters, Peach is okay, though she doesn't have much character to her. And really, out of the 3 Mario princesses, I'll take Rosalina or Daisy over her any day. Then Zelda. I don't have much experience with the Zelda games. Hell, in my opinion, the best Zelda game is Hyrule Warriors, so that should be proof enough. Anyways, the fight itself is fun to watch. Whether it be the aerial battle, the light arrow versus Angry Peach, or a simple slap fight. Then the ending. Oh man, I mean come on, Peach kicks Zelda in the head so hard it explodes. How can you not find that awesome? Though of course, one would question if Peach could do that, why doesn't she just do that to Bowser? Ooh. Right.
Alright. Did I win?
It's time for a death battle!
Alright!
Fight!
From a fight between 2 women to a little cat fight. Now I do own both Darkstalkers Resurrection and one of the BlazBlue games. Yeah, I don't know much about either of these characters, other than Felicia is somehow both a pop star and a nun, and that Taokaka loves boobs. Anyways, this fight had two fast as hell cat women with action that went back and forth between the two. There's also this butterfly part. And then there was the finishing blow, with Taokaka cutting the naked pop star cat nun in half, then celebrating.
I'm bored.
It's time for a death battle!
Fight!
Well, enough of these sissy chick fights, time for something super manly! Now, I haven't played Final Fight, yet I do own Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and Hager is awesome in that. I mean, you have superheroes, demons, a zombie with a bazooka, and Ryu the Karate Man, but Hager says, fuck all that! I'll beat your ass with this lead pipe in the most American fight style from ancient Greece. Wrestling. And then there's Zangief. Yeah, whenever I think about him, I think of this.
Quick! Change the channel!
Though, here's the thing. Why isn't this battle canon? Seriously, it's been shown that Street Fighter and Final Fight are the same universe, along with rival schools. Plus, Cody, Guy, and Poison ended up in Street Fighter games, so why the hell not throw in Hagar? Now onto the fight itself. It was what you would want with a fight between these two. These two champion wrestlers using their similar moves against each other to the point that they are brought to the top of the building and then straight out a window. Then they have to struggle for control to see who would land their spinning pile driver. And in the end, the one I was cheering for fell.
It's time for a death battle!
There you are. I knew I sensed an extraordinary power around here.
Well, that certainly sounds like me. Who and what are you?
I am Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
Ultimate life form? A weird-looking rat is an ultimate life form? That's a laugh. Word of advice, freak. You're a little on the short side to try to be threatening.
Funny. I was going to say the same thing about you.
You've just sealed your fate, fool.
Fight!
Ah yes, a battle between two anti-heroes, Vegeta and Shadow. Now, I'm not too big on anime, though I have seen Dragon Ball Z, but I don't remember absolutely everything about it. Hell, to be perfectly honest, I probably know more about Dragon Ball Z abridged than the original show. So really, when I think of Vegeta, I think of that version where he's a funny asshole. Then there's Shadow. Okay, if anyone watching this is a diehard Shadow fan, please don't bite my head off for this. I do not care about Shadow. It's not that I don't like him, I'm just more indifferent towards him. I mean, he was fine in Sonic Adventure 2, but to be honest, I feel like he should have only been in that game. Yet since I guess he was so popular, they brought him back for Sonic Heroes, and then gave him his own game, which made a confusion of just what exactly he was. I mean, is he a robot? Is he a clone? An alien? An experiment? What's the canon ending to that game? Can someone please tell me? Anyways, the fight itself was awesome, though part of that was because of one little detail. Voice acting. Sure, I'm not saying that every fight needs voice acting, but it's something I like because it makes it feel a bit more like a crossover. Plus, we get this moment.
Behold the true power I possess!
Wow, what a ripoff.
We see the two super forms face off, but in the end Vegeta won since, unlike Shadow, his doesn't have a time limit.
Chaos Blast! Uh-oh.
Sayonara.
It's time for a death battle!
Fight!
The Ninja Turtles! My favorite is Michelangelo, and he died first. Okay, this fight was one of the best matchup ideas. I mean, in the classic debate of who would beat who, another sub-debate within that is who the most powerful member of any team is. And we get that answer here. Though, unfortunately, you can't find the original version of this episode, at least on Screw Attack's YouTube channel, because Viacom claims copyright on it. Or in other words, they're one of those companies that goes, fair use? What's that?